So remember that last video I made? The one where I glazed Piastri the entire time whilst talking shit about Lando Norris? Yeah, I can throw that entire thing in the trash. It's been 6 months since my last video. I know, I'm sorry. But a lot has happened since. Mainly, Nico Hülkenberg took his first podium at the British Grand Prix, Oliver Behrman scored the best result ever for Haas by finishing P4 in Mexico, Russell took a surprise win at Singapore, Hamilton has had multiple existential crises at Ferrari, McLaren won the Constructors' Championship, Max Verstappen got knocked out in Q1, Max Verstappen went from pit lane start to the podium. Not gonna lie, he had us in the first half. And finally, Lando Norris won the Drivers' Championship.
Lando, this is Zach from McLaren. Is this the World Champion hotline?
I swear to God, Lando Norris' 2025 season has had more ups and downs than my YouTube subscribers.
Also, according to YouTube statistics, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you want to watch these videos, consider subscribing. It's free, you can always subscribe.
But anyway, that's enough yapping. Let's get down under, where the season started off with a dominant weekend for him, getting 25 points while also turning a pole into a win, which was a new feeling for him. Alright, we're gonna be speedrunning how to lose a pole in the fastest amount of time. We're at the Spanish Grand Prix and it's lights out and away we go. We got Max Verstappen on the left side, we got George Russell behind us, Lewis Hamilton. Oh, it's getting scary, it's getting scary. Max is up on the inside, Max is up on the inside. No. Oh my god, this is so fast, this is so fast. George Russell! Oh, that's world record, guys, that's world record. I'm absolutely amazed.
Bruh.
While his teammates slid off the track like it was wetter than Lance Stroll's chin and finished in 9th, Max still finished only half a second back in 2nd. But Lando did make a statement that race. He was going to fight for a championship. And just a few years back, you wouldn't think the little boy from Bristol would ever do that. Skipping a few races, we came to Bahrain, where he got out-qualified by the Alpine tractor, while his teammate was on pole. And if that wasn't enough of a bad weekend, he decided to jump the start and get himself a 5-second penalty. He ended up finishing P3, which isn't bad, but remembering his teammate dominated that race, I'd consider it absolute dog shit. Next we move to Saudi Arabia, where he fucked his car into a wall, making him start in P10. In the race, things didn't look great for him either. In the end he managed P4, right behind Charles Leclerc, who I'm sure had a very fun time driving that car. Then we're heading to Miami, where Kimi Antonelli became the youngest pole setter ever in F1.
Yes, mate. That's P1. Yes! Yes, mate! Come on!
Even though he couldn't turn it into a sprint win, it was still super impressive. Meanwhile, Lando managed to win the sprint race against Piastri by just half a second, but unfortunately in the main race where the points really count, he lost to his teammate finishing in P2. In Imola, he suffered another case of a severe skill issue. He only managed to qualify P4 in that rocket ship of a car, whilst Oscar and Max were both 1st and 2nd. But in the race he did came back, and can you guess in which position he finished? That's right, P2 again. At this point of the season, he became very consistent, with being inconsistent. He managed P2 4 times in the last 6 races, and he's not won a single race since Australia. Meanwhile, his rivals were winning races left and right, whilst he was putting, I don't know, Legos up his ass or something. Since he had not won a single race since Australia, surely he will win a race again soon. And yes, he did. I don't know how, but he suddenly remembered how to drive, and he bounced back by winning the Monaco Grand Prix, which is arguably the most boring track of the season. The FIA did introduce a new mandatory 2-stop this race, but it didn't matter, because this was still the worst race of the season. To the next race, where he finished in his favorite position again, and no, not doggy style, but P2. His teammate won the race by a few seconds, and his other championship rival decided to channel his inner Lance Stroll and decided to intentionally crash into Russell, which ended up giving him a 10-second penalty, finishing in P10. Then we're heading to Canada, the first race of the season where either Max or McLaren didn't win. Russell ended up winning the race in the rain, with his teammate getting his first podium in Formula 1. The McLaren boys were casually running in P4 and P5, and while they could have stayed like that, Lando decided he wanted to try and kill Oscar.
No, he's ripped off the front wing! The McLarens collide! Lando Norris into the wall and out of the race!
While Oscar finished in P4, Lando was now 22 points behind him in the championship. After 10 races, you start to wonder, how are you this far behind your own teammate? With so many P2 finishes and just 2 wins, shouldn't you start winning some more races? That's exactly what he decided to do in the upcoming 2 races. He won both races back-to-back in front of his teammate and closed the gap to just 8 points. He also won his first race in front of his home crowd, which made him cry like a little baby.
It's beautiful. Everything I dreamed of, I guess.
This was also the race that
Nico Hülkenberg
decided to outdrive that absolute tractor of a car, and finally got his deserved podium after just 5,593 days, which is almost as many races as Fernando Alonso has participated in.
Wait, what? Where the hell am I? This isn't my channel? Well, I'm here now, so I might as well continue this video, I guess. After his home Grand Prix at Silverstone, we moved on to what will be his second home Grand Prix. Yes, if you didn't know, Lando Norris is in fact half Belgian, just like half of the other drivers nowadays, for whatever reason. He finished third in the sprint behind his teammate, and later that same day, he set the car on pole position. In the race, we all thought he was about to walk away to his third consecutive win, but no! He bottled the race in only the 5th lap and finished behind his teammate in P2 again. Then we moved to the weekend in Hungary, which was a pretty damn good race. While everyone else opted for a 2-stop strategy, Lando was on the 1-stop, which managed to win him the race, but not before both McLarens almost DNF'd themselves. Oscar remembered what happened in Canada, saw the red mist, attempted to exact his revenge, and gave us viewers all a heart attack. In the end, he decided not to be a complete idiot, but I mean, come on. Did you really have to do that, Oscar? That sort of stuff ain't your forte, bruh. Also, this was the race where Leclerc finally saw the light and had enough of what Ferrari were putting him through for the last couple of years, and we got this iconic radio message.
This is so incredibly frustrating. We've lost all competitiveness. You just have to listen to me. I would have found a different way of managing those issues. Now it's just undrivable. It's a miracle if we finish on the podium.
Up next was the summer break, with Lando just having a 9-point gap to Piastri, and now you start to wonder, wait a minute, wasn't Max Verstappen also in the title fight? Yeah, well, his year up until this point had been going at the same pace as Alonso's engine during the 2015 season. Max was a solid 97 points behind Oscar and 89 behind Lando. At this point of the season, people fully ruled him out of championship contention, including Max himself. Well, that was until Red Bull finally decided to fire Christian Horner after he engaged in some unruly picture sending. They got a new team principal in Laurent Mackies, and all of a sudden, this awoke the lion. Max became unstoppable, or at least he looked that way, finishing on the podium in almost every race from there on in, but I'll let Jim explain that further.
Thank you, Josh. I don't know exactly why that happened, but anyway. Speeding on to Monza, where Lando thought the grass was going to be faster than the actual racing line, which ended up fully fucking his braking up, sending Verstappen into the Shadow Realm. Later on, McLaren made a mistake while spitting both drivers, which gave Max the win, and Norris came in, you guessed it, P2. Next on the calendar was Leclerc's favorite track.
I am stupid.
When qualifying came around with a few red flags and overall a messy session, Lando only managed P7, and in the race he had absolutely no pace, and he finished in the same position he started. This race was definitely a missed opportunity, because Piastri totally forgot how to drive and fucked his car into the wall on lap 1. Meanwhile, Max of course won the race. With the next race being Singapore, where the Red Bull is never good, could Norris win again? Well, no, because it was Russell, who somehow, unlike last year, didn't crash his car into the barriers and actually finished the race. Now, with 18 races done, you're thinking, okay, Piastri has won this ride, surely he'll not give away this big of an advantage. Well, you're wrong, because the next race, which was of course dominated by the greatest of all time, Lando came in second, and Oscar only managed P5. At this point, Norris fans started to take massive amounts of opium, and he delivered by winning the next race in Mexico. This meant for the first time since Bahrain, Lando was actually ahead in the championship. Max was still down by about 35 points, and was no longer a threat. Pretty much one more good result would turn Lando into the world champion, and that's exactly what he did, by winning both the sprint and the Grand Prix of Brazil. It was a great race by Lando, and unlike last year, he actually stayed on the track this time. And with Oscar getting another bad result, we could just give him the title already. And Las Vegas confirmed that. After he finished P2 ahead of his teammate who was off the podium, it was pretty much done and dusted. Until, after the race, we all opened Twitter and saw that both McLarens were disqualified. This meant we were heading into the final Grand Prix with 3 possible world champions. Max getting his 5th in a row, which is something that has only been done by Schumacher before. Lando, who after so many bottles this year, could finally achieve his childhood dream. And Oscar, who could be world champion in only his 3rd season in Formula 1. Anyway, we were getting an insane finale to the end of this season. The race began and Max was comfortably in the lead, with Oscar in 2nd place. And that's when Lando made one of the most controversial overtakes of the season.
Oh, nearly off the road there, Lando Norris. Decisive move to the inside. Tsunoda thinks about the lunge, but there's nothing he can do.
Now, as much as I am a Verstappen fan, I think it's totally fair he didn't get a penalty here. I mean, what would you do when a car suddenly turns into you? But no, Norris managed a great result in P3, which secured him his very first World Drivers' Championship.
Lando Norris is the Formula One World Champion! Norris wins the title in 2025. To call yourself the champion, you have to still be standing by the end of the fight. After 24 rounds, it's Lando Norris who takes his first World Championship in 2025.
Lando, this is Zach from McLaren. Is this the World Champion Hotline?